Hi everyone, welcome back to Pine Hollow Auto Diagnostics. Today we have a pretty new vehicle, a 2019 Honda Accord Turbo 1.5 liter, has 189,000 miles on it. Customer complaint is his whole dash is a Christmas tree because of one code, a P0299 turbocharger boost, underboost trouble code. So all the other systems freak out. The whole car is dinging and you can't use the cruise control, and it's just annoying just because the turbo isn't building enough pressure. So let's do some research on this thing. Turbo lives right up here, and can we fix this? No parts required? I don't know. Let's look at all the components. At higher miles, a common issue on any turbocharged vehicle is the wastegate linkage gets a little loose and the wastegate doesn't close all the way, and the turbo can't build enough pressure. We've seen this on BMWs, I think the Chevy Cruze, like a whole bunch of different turbo vehicles. So maybe we can tweak it and this thing will be happy again. Alright, so here's a full code scan. We have a P0299 turbocharger underboost problem. And then, like I said, the ABS is saying, hey, there's a problem in the ECM, and the integrated driver support says there's a problem in the ABS, and it kind of snowballs from there. Here's the system. We have a turbo, and it looks like turbocharger wastegate control actuator is the only item that's right on the turbo that's computer controlled. We don't have variable vanes like those Acura RDX models. There is obviously a blow-off valve that's computer controlled as well through the solenoid. So this is the first thing I want to check, is this linkage. If you do a Google search for Accord P0299, people are replacing turbos, looks like. And there was one comment here: I fixed mine just by bending the actuator arm just a little bit. This makes the flapper sit without wiggling. Very informative video though. So that's promising. Someone's already tried doing the cheap way, and apparently it works. So let's go to the car, take a look at the actual layout of the turbo and the wastegate, see if anything's loose, and see if that's adjustable. Alright, so we're inside the car. We have the key on. Let's start it up and read all of the fun warning messages here. Brake system problem. Apply brake when stopped, see your dealer. Electric power steering problem. Steering assist reduced, vehicle stability assist problem. It's crazy. There's no need for this. Just because your turbo didn't spool up fast enough. Hill assist, start assist problem. Adaptive cruise control system problem. Collision mitigation brake system problem. Any more? Road departure mitigation system problem. Okay. Oh, now you can fasten seatbelt. So let me look up for this wastegate control actuator. So EWG is this electronic wastegate. So let's look at all these data PIDs. So actual lift, voltage, learning information complete, learn value minus 0.13 inches, output duty, target lift, voltage from lift sensor. So let's rev it up. Okay. So it went down to 0 and then back to 3. And then our actual lift went to 0 and back to 0.3. So there's definitely a measurement of some sort. So let me take a picture of this. And then let me see in special functions, is there a way, to relearn this wastegate. Electric wastegate, okay. So ignition on. Well, there can't be any DTCs, but we might have to clear the codes. So on. There we go. So minus 0.14. Let's go under the hood, see how it's moving. Alright, so here's the electric wastegate motor. There's the linkage right up front. So I'm going to go to on, to off. So off, you see it closed all the way, minus 0.14, and on. So my question is, which way is closed and which way is open? Let's go off again. Let's see if that linkage is loose in any position. All right, here we go. So definitely loose right now, and then we'll go to off or on. Still loose. So it looks like there is an adjustment nut right there, kind of just like on a BMW. So we can try to turn that shaft one way or another to shorten the linkage. So you always have to shorten the linkage and see then if it gets tight at any one of the positions. So interesting to note here, if you look in the mirror, there are two nuts. One is like the pinch nut, I guess. Then there's this, looks like a bushing holding that bracket on, and everything is loose and worn. You might think that that nut is loose, but I don't think it is. So we do need to loosen up the nut on the end of the actuator and spin this adjuster to shorten the rod, maybe one turn, and then try it and see if that tightens up the wastegate. Alright, so we got the air pipe removed, the oxygen sensor is out, and then this shield is out. So now we can see the entire linkage. Pretty nice access, and the whole thing is loose. So this little bushing wears out, this little bushing wears out, that little bushing wears out. So let's try to loosen this up, and we'll try one turn of the nut, and then we'll do that actuation test and see if it gets tighter. This piece should not move when it's in the closed position, so it should be nice and tight. Alright, so remove the nut and the little bushing. Now this rod is free to move. Let's just manually move it around. So this is open all the way to the driver's side, and closed is going to be right here. So we want the actuator, when it's fully retracted, to have this thing tight, and when this is on here, it can't be loose, it needs to be tight. So we want to shorten the rod. I put a mark on the actual adjustable part. So if we go one turn that way, two turns, let's try two turns. We can even play by ear here by putting the bushing on. So this is the bushing. Here's the rod. So with the actuator all the way retracted, this should be nice and tight. And I think you can even adjust it right now. So spin this until it backs up and against that plate. So this is two turns. About 1.5 turns takes up all the slack. I'm actually happy with that. Let's put the nut on and take this thing for a test drive. Alright, so keep in mind, the thing that pulls the rod is this lock nut. So this is 2 full turns tighter, and with the nut tightened down by hand, there's still a little bit of play. Not much, but if you want to go a little bit further, let's do 2.5 turns. Tighten up the nut. Almost no play at all. Let's go a little bit more. 3 turns. So with that nut fully tightened, see now there's no more rattle or play. So 3 turns on this adjuster seems to be the magic number. Okay, so with the rod adjuster shorted 3 turns, let's try this off and on. So minus 0.16, and now this is nice and tight. It's not rattly anymore, so that's good. And then on, off. So target is minus 0.16, actual is 0. So I guess that should relearn on its own. Let's just do a full code scan and clear out all of the codes in the car. I'll take it for a test drive. Alright, so for turbocharger replacement, the OEM procedure, so basically it's like we're installing a new turbocharger because the wastegate actuator is now in a different position. They want us to do a PCM reset. So first, let's clear all the DTCs out. Okay, so we're good there. Hop into PCM, enter. Okay, special function. Or actuation test. It's got to be ECM PCM reset. It's right there. Stop the engine, yes. ECM PCM has been reset. Idle may be low erratic until it learns the proper IEC values, and just idle it for 10 minutes. Okay. And actuation test, let's do that. Wastegate actuation. I'm just wondering if the target and actual, and they're close enough. I think we should be good. Okay, so this is our turbocharger wastegate information. Let's do an acceleration. Make sure that it's happy. We have good boost. Seems to accelerate very nicely and smoothly. It gets almost 40 miles to the gallon. This is modern technology. Very impressive that for a mid-size sedan you're getting almost 40 miles to the gallon and you have plenty of acceleration. And it's almost at 200,000 miles with almost no repairs. Let's boost it up this little grade here. No problems. 50 miles an hour. No, I'm not even, maybe half throttle. So the owner here says it's driving much better already. Right, Jim? Yep. Excellent. Okay, so he feels the difference. That's good. Customer's happy so far. Let's just make it around the block, make sure the check engine light doesn't pop up or anything, and should be fixed, no parts required. That would be really nice. Alright, so in OBD2 mode, just checking for pending codes. We don't have any pending codes. This is just a permanent code in memory. This will clear out in 10 key cycles or whatever. So I think we're all set. No warning lights. Car drives as good as new at 190,000 miles. Oh, customer's happy. No parts required. I think it's a good day, right, Jim?
Amen.
Excellent. Alright, so we'll post this one up and hopefully help someone out. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.